What do you want?
Want a job that I don't hate.
Lights out! Now you want to get nuts! Come on! Let's get nuts.
Well, hello, my children. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Film Junkee Live on your hump day, your last hump day of June. That's right, we're getting into July. Something about July, right? Just feels, I don't know, it's just right in the heart of the year. It's summertime. Yes, it's hot. There's just something about it, right? You know, it reminds me of like The Sandlot. I'm going to watch The Sandlot a lot of times in July just because I can. Yes. And anyways, guys, How's everybody doing? Make sure you smash that like, thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already to make sure you know when I'm doing this stuff. And then, of course, if you want to become a member, hit that join button. We'll be doing a post show. You know, you can pick my brain a little bit more. Right after this show right here, if you want to. We'll be doing that right after, immediately after. So, who's out there, huh? What do we got here? We got Space Mutant TV. Howdy. Ryan, good to see you. Cowards! Remember, it's a different regime right now. The regime right there is a little bit different. They inherited the mess. What's going on, Mr. Fear Jason? Mr. Nighthawk right there. How's it going, Steph? Good to see you. Possibly. I don't know about headless, but we'll get a shadow at least. What's going on? Talent Creations. Mr. Blake right here. Good to see you. Oh, man. Yeah. In some other multiverse, maybe. Hey, what's going on, Simon? Good to see you. We got Jaden McRae right here. We got Jose. What's going on? Let's get the hump in. Hello, darling. How's it going? We got Marty right here. Good to see you. Alex. How's it going? Andre, what is up, sir? That's what we all want, but geez, what is happening there? Who knows? Mr. Griffin right here. Good to see ya. Bring back Tomahawk also right here as well. All right, and then we got, who else? Gustavo, hello there. Good to see you. Pete, hey, what's going on? From Corpus, good to see you. Thank you. Hey, we got Nikki here, Captain Gator Girl, showing up. Good to see you always. The mods here, of course. Who else we got? Rosemary, always good to see you too. And then we got Stevo316. Need that shirt. Where'd you get it? I made it. That's right. I made it. Yeah, I made it. I have a similar shirt, down below in my Teespring, but it says Keaton and it has the 89 logo on it. But I specifically made this one for me because, well, you can't exactly make shirts that have, trademark logos. You could maybe get away with it, but if it's like full on, that's the only logo. That's the only part of the logo you have. Sometimes they go, nah, you can't do that. So I just made it myself, and you really can just make it yourself. They make it easy. I just found the logo, and had it cut out, put it on the shirt, designed the shirt, and there you go. That's what it is. So, hey, we got Mr. Jesse right here. We got Nerdy Mastermind also. I'm too low. Is that what it is? The mic's too low. All right, let me go ahead and, if I'll turn it up a little bit. Does that sound a little bit better? Yep. Here, let's turn it up. Turn it up. Think that'll be a little bit better. All right. So I know sometimes I'll mess with the volumes right there. So better. All right. If Steph says better, then I'm gonna listen to her. For my own good. Anyways, okay. So let's get to it, guys. Hopefully you guys had a good day. My day was blah. Did not. I had one of those nights where it's just like, hey, I can't sleep. So let me just go down a rabbit hole of just watching random shit. And didn't sleep that well. Kind of was like in and out. Wasn't the best sleep. And I woke up just kind of zombified. It was one of those where you immediately go for the coffee. When you wake up and have one of those mornings. Usually I try not to have coffee right away. I try to wait a little bit before I have my first cup of coffee. But today was one of those days where the first thing I did was pour a cup of coffee. And I was just like, holy shit, needed that. So, it's just been one of those days. Took a nap. My lunch consisted of just a nap. Yeah. It's just that's the lack of sleep that I got. So if I'm a little wonky right now, don't mind me. Don't mind me, but I'll be okay. But anyways, guys, don't worry. I'm actually feeling okay. That nap, that nice little 20-minute power nap was what I needed just to reboot the brain a little bit. But that just means I'm going to sleep good tonight. That's probably what's going to happen. So hopefully that's the case. Working on it. Oh, you're working on an edit, Zed. I see you. I see you there. I see you, Zed. I see you, Zed. But anyways, yes. We're going to talk about these new DC rumors that people were passing around today, and then not to mention a little bit of a return of Superman, but not the Superman we want. And then, we'll talk about Chris Pratt. We'll talk about Chris Pratt addressing some of the hate that he gets, because he always ends up trying to get hate. They always try to go after the guy for some reason. some reason they keep going after the guy. It's weird. And then, of course, Miss Marvel episode 4. And then I didn't do June movies because I totally forgot about it, and it was already too late, and there was a lot of things that happened in June, so I didn't do the segment where I talk about the next month's movies. But we're going to talk about July movies, and we'll talk about June movies too, and see, like, talk about what were the hits, what were the misses, and then, of course, making our predictions for July. And like I said, it's July. Something about July. I hate the heat. The heat sucks, but there's just something about July, especially if you live in America. It's like American. It's the American month. That's right. All right. Anyways, okay. So let's get to these tweets here. Let's make sure up. Yeah, I should have set it up here. Hold on. Here we go. We're good. We are good. All right. Here we go. Get to the tweets. Okay, make sure that's on for any videos. All right. Yes. Miss Liz Wonder points this out. Very crafty. We see you, Matt Reeves. Very crafty what you did right here. You totally did a bait and switch. Kind of makes you wonder, though, when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's interesting. It's like, Selena Kyle there for the funeral scene, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, no, she was not. Interesting. And then, yes, if you guys haven't checked out Everything Everywhere All at Once, please do yourself a favor. It's amazing what they did when it came to this whole thing. Just talk about a feat. Talk about a feat. One of the best movies of the year right there. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh, boy. Man, every day, we're just getting more and more with this goddamn Barbie movie. Getting more. And now we have Will Ferrell. He has shown up. He is the antagonist of this movie, this piece of cinema that we're getting right here. But yeah, so here he is. It's our first look at Will Ferrell on rollerblades. Now, yesterday we saw Ryan Gosling and we saw Margot Robbie, of course, on rollerblades. Now we have Will Ferrell on rollerblades. And, he's got somebody that's holding on to him right there. They're all wearing pink shirts, pink ties. I don't know. Yeah, all kinds of stuff happening. I guess they're chasing after Ken and Barbie. I don't know. It's just so crazy and so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And there's actually a set video that also came out too when it comes to Barbie that we'll get to in a little bit here, which I love because there's a certain thing that Ryan Gosling does that I'm going, oh yeah. If you've watched Nice Guys, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, yeah, so there's our first look at Will Ferrell right here. This movie is just, I tell you what, I just don't know. Oh, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, we'll get to the set video further up in the tweets here, right here. And then this happened yesterday. Apparently, Travis Barker was hospitalized. Man, there was like a follow-up for this, and I forgot exactly what it was. But, jeez, some health issues happening with Travis Barker. Personally, I think the health issue is he married a Kardashian. Is that what happened? I don't know. It seems like if you marry or you're with a Kardashian, something's going to happen. And you're going to go either Looney Tunes or you're going to have some health issues. All I know is hopefully nothing bad happens. I forgot. There was like a follow-up. I forgot exactly. It had something to do with his pancreas, I think. Pancreatitis, I think it was. That was happening. Not funny. Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm telling you, it's like, hey, nobody should ever marry any family member of the Kardashians. You're going to either lose your mind or die. I don't know. It's just, they're evil. The Kardashians are evil. Okay. That's all I'm saying. And what a talent. And what a talent this man is. Great drummer. Okay. We don't need to lose him, too. My God. I know. Going after the Kardashians right there. I'm feeling frisky. Yes. They're cancer. Like Maudie says. They're cancer. And hey, looking forward to this. The first trailer for Clerks 3 will release next week. So I'll probably review it, or I'll probably react to it and review it on Film Junkee Live because you guys know I love me some Kevin Smithness. And watched all his movies. Love the View Askew universe. He did a He did a combined universe, a connective universe before Marvel did. So, and I love the fact that they did that. That he did that because, you know, you had Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. You know, you had all the movies all connected together. And then, of course, he made Clerks 2, and now we have Clerks 3. Continuing on. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. And then we got David Sandberg right here, David F. Sandberg. He posted this on his Instagram saying he just finished 5 hours of VFX reviews. And reviews are only going to get longer the closer we get to finishing the movie. Some great looking shots, though. So David F. Sandberg working hard on that post-production when it comes to Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I'm telling you. There needs to be an Elvis reference in there. I went off on a little rant when I talked about how Warner Brothers Discovery, or Warner Brothers in general, just dropped the ball when it came to Black Adam, Elvis, and Shazam, how they could have did some kind of marketing when it came to certain things yesterday because they're dumb. Ugh. My God. And here we go right here. Here is the set video. So just listen and you guys know. Come on. That classic Ryan Gosling scream. The man can scream. Again, if you've watched The Nice Guys, it's very much displayed in The Nice Guys. Big time. So there you go. You know, we got this guy right here who was the lucky guy to be able to, I guess, spank Margot Robbie's ass. But yeah, listen to that again. What the fuck? What the fuck is this movie? I was thinking about this last night, guys. This movie is either going to be so awful that it's good, and we're all going to be like memeing the shit out of it and just be like, wow, they just made one of the worst movies ever, and it's just so fucking bad that it's good. Or it's going to be so good and they're going to pull off some craziness, and we're going to be walking out of the theater going, how the fuck did that work? How did all that work? I don't see there being an in-between. I don't see it being like, yeah, it was fine. No, it's either going to be so bad that it's good, or that they pulled it off that we're all going to be like, how the fuck did they pull off this Barbie movie? I think it's going to be something like that. You know? And I just love that scream. Ryan Gosling. That's right. Ryan Gosling. The guy who pretty much stays monotoned a lot can really just get that. How does he get that level? I can't scream that high. It's crazy. So I just don't know what's happening with this movie. It's just, oh man, it's coming out next year. I'm not sure exactly the date, but probably summer of next year. But it's just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And then look at this. Cameron Diaz, she's coming out of retirement. Yeah, remember Cameron Diaz? If nobody knew, she retired back in 2014. She hasn't made a film in 8 years. She hasn't been in a film in 8 years. Apparently, she's coming out of retirement, and she's going to star in a movie on Netflix called Back in Action with Jamie Foxx. So there you go. Anybody was wondering what happened when it came to Cameron Diaz? Yeah, she took a break. She took a nice long break, but she is coming back for Netflix, of course. So we'll see what happens with that. I will never forget when we got introduced to Cameron Diaz, because it was in 1994, and it was The Mask. It literally says introducing Cameron Diaz. That was her first movie, and of course, a lot of us were like, well, we reacted very similar to how The Mask acts when he first sees her. And then, of course, she had a pretty good career. She had some shitters. Yeah, she had some not so great movies, but hey, that's what happens. And then she just decided to take a break and did some things, and now she's coming back. Uh-oh. He got sentenced. R. Kelly, guys, sentenced to 30 years in prison for, being R. Kelly and doing his thing behind the scenes. 30 years. Anybody else find it kind of weird that R. Kelly got 10 more years than Ghislaine Epstein or whatever the hell her name is, Maxwell? Okay. Isn't that kind of weird? Anybody else? I mean, that was the first thing I kind of thought. I didn't make a joke about it on Twitter, but remember we talked about Ghislaine Maxwell, whatever the fuck, who we were talking about, who helped sex trafficking young girls to Epstein Island and all that stuff. She got 20 years. R. Kelly, even though, yes, he's still a piece of shit for doing what he did, 30 years. I would say that she deserved life, but then again, I don't think she's going to last too long. But it is kind of funny when you see both of these. It's like, wow, R. Kelly got a decade more. Interesting. I mean, he deserves it. Yes, he definitely deserves it for what he did. But it's just kind of funny because literally she fucking found young girls and brought them to an island for people. I mean, that seems like it was a little bit worse. Just a little bit worse, Both of these people are pieces of shit, sure. But what she did was just a little bit worse. Yeah. It's just kind of funny. Yeah, I know. Where's the client list? But yeah, she has the names. It's like, seriously. I'm kind of wondering if she got that sentence, if she's going to reveal the names. But then, of course, you made the joke, how long is she going to actually last before she gets suicided? Which is weird. But yeah, so there you go. R. Kelly sentenced into the closet. He's going into the closet for 30 years into the closet. Sorry. Yeah. I feel like I fly. No, you can't fly anymore, R. Kelly. Nope, not anymore. Sorry. You can't fly anymore. Anyways, all right. So, and then, of course, we have some behind the scenes of The Boys right here, which if you watch the Hero-gasm episode, it's always cool to see how the fudge is made, or the sausage is made right here.
John, you're calling it.
Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, you can see a little bit right here, but when it comes to Homelander and Soldier Boy,
Okay, ready, it's
pretty cool.
3, 2, 1, go!
Movie magic. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Intense! New episode coming out soon. Coming out on Thursday night, Friday. So that's cool. And then speaking of course, The Boys right here, they released, Vought International released a statement from Homelander and Vought regarding Starlight's recent Instagram video. Of course, if you saw it, it says, in recent accusations made by Annie January, codenamed Starlight, on a recent social media live stream in no way reflect Vought International as a whole. Vought assures our shareholders that we will use the full power of the American legal system to fight these spurious allegations. We can also confirm that January has been terminated and her status as co-captain of the Seven resided. Effective immediately. January is a glory hound who became hysterical with rage after Homelander ended their relationship. Sadly, her crazed jealousy has boiled over into intersectionist territory and has made a reconciliation impossible. We ultimately regret making January a member of the Seven. Our goal is, and always will be, the advancement of the American people and the expansion of liberty across the world. So there you go. God, I love that. And yeah, Mr. KC right here, Krypton Cage, making some awesomeness right here. Obviously talking about certain things, combining some Black Adamness,
good man.
With Superman. Right here, yeah, Superman, and then of course it's the money shot. Oh, right there. Did you see that? You see that money shot right there? Oh, if only we could have something like that. My God. So good job, Najid, for doing that. And then look at this, guys. It's happening. Nexstar is finalizing deal to acquire majority ownership of CW Network from Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Global. This kind of snuck under the radar right here from Wall Street Journal. Says right here, Nexstar Media Group Incorporated, the nation's biggest owner of local television stations, is close to a deal to acquire majority control of CW Network from co-owners Warner Brothers Discovery Inc. and Paramount Global, according to people familiar with the matter. Under the terms being discussed, Nexstar would acquire 75% of the CW, a broadcast network aimed primarily at teens and young adults, with Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery each retaining 12.5% stakes, the people said. Nexstar isn't expected to pay cash for CW, but instead would assume at least a significant portion of the network's current losses, which could exceed $100 million. Some of the people said the talks could still fall apart, but the people familiar with the matter say an agreement could be finalized in the coming weeks. So look forward to that. We heard about this. We heard that Warner Brothers Discovery was like, you know what? We don't want the CW anymore. Fuck this network. It's just not working. A lot of things aren't working. We canceled a bunch of the shows, even though Gotham Knights is still coming out. But yeah, they canceled a bunch of shows, and yeah, it looks like Nexstar Media Group is going to be owning most of it. So there you go. We'll see what happens. Keep you up to date when it comes to that. Crazy. And like I said, that authentic, that great, fantastic, just music to my ears, Ryan Gosling Scream, and again, The Nice Guys was like my favorite movie of 2016 whenever it came out. I love this movie so much, seen it so many times, but you just got to love that Ryan Gosling Scream.
Deep breath.
Come on. It's just so great. I love the fact that, because he's so just like, he's always one level, and you know, he's Ryan Gosling, but he's got comedic chops. When you watch The Nice Guys, it's so good. It's really just so good. I love this movie. I mean, he's got a good scream. He's got a good scream. Cinema saved. Cinema saved. Love it. Anyways. Okay. And let's see, what were we saying? Wow, Studio Squad was not your favorite movie of 2016, Dave? No, definitely was not. Let's see here. Howard Stern, did you guys see this? I don't know what the hell this is about. I don't know if this is just like a Howard Stern doing some kind of crazy thing, but apparently Howard Stern claimed that he's going to do Dr. Doom during a commercial break for his radio show. So yeah, there's like a little soundbite. I think there might be, if you hear the soundbite right here, I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, okay. So they just have it like written out right here. But apparently on a hot mic, he said there would be, that would just be better for me. Can I be heard right now? Yeah, my Zoom craps out, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's all this. There's actually like a whole like actual soundbite that you could hear where he talks about that he's actually talked to, I called Robert Downey and I was asking about him acting technique. Now, I'm not sure if Howard Stern is just trying to pull a fast one on us, but apparently he's talking about, yes, a Dr. Doom kind of thing when it comes to this. A commercial break, Howard Stern show. Stern, his crew's mics were still left on, leading to an intriguing conversation revolving around Dr. Doom. In the conversation that some believe to be a prank, which I'm pretty sure that it is, because what the fuck? Stern and his crew were discussing upcoming guests in the fall, which then led to producer Gary Dalabade telling the former judge of America's Got Talents that he's not going to talk to him much in the summer. And they do this whole spiel. I think this is bullshit, because why the fuck would we want Dr. Doom? Why would we want why Howard Stern is Dr. Doom? I'm sorry, no. What happened to Howard Stern? Okay? Remember back in the 90s when he was like pushing the limits of what you could say on the radio? You watch Private Parts. It's a good movie. I actually watched that movie a lot, when it came out on HBO and stuff. I thought it was a great movie. It's a good little movie when it comes to like, kind of like a biopic of Howard Stern, and he plays himself. But as of late, Jesus Christ, when it came to the COVID stuff and everything like that, man, and a lot of other things, he is not the same Howard Stern that that we remember from the 90s, that's for sure. But it's okay. But I'm pretty sure it's a prank. It's got to be a prank. There's no way. And then again, if somehow he's going to be involved with something with Dr. Doom, then that would be pretty amazing. But I don't, there's just no way. No way. And then, yes, guys, protect Steve. Protect Steve. Stranger Things fans were worried about Steve Harrington going into Season 4, Part 2. And Netflix knows it. The streamer has put up an anonymous billboard that reads, Protect Steve. So they put this up. They know. If Steve dies, and we're going to find out in what? A little over 24 hours? We riot. We riot if Steve dies. God damn it. Yeah. No. Nikki, I will put you in timeout. He's not going bye-bye. Ray Fisher tweeted out the VOT International, Homelander and VOT regarding Starlight's recent Instagram, and Ray Fisher shots fucking fired. The Hamada special. There you go. The Hamada special. Hashtag. You should hashtag that shit. The Hamada special. I love it. Ray Fisher throwing that shade out there right there. I love it. Gotta love that, man. Here for it. And then I guess at the during the Avengers Quantum Encounter at Disney Wish, apparently Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, remember we all heard about Ant-Man, all he has to do is shrink up and just make his way up Thanos' butt, and then that's how he can kill him. There was those memes, there was artwork, there was all kinds of stuff, and then, if you watch The Boys, they kind of took some of the shit with that. But here's Scott Lang talking about why he didn't shrink himself and go up Thanos' butt.
Hi, I'm Scott Lang. But you might know me as Ant-Man.
And I am Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp.
Look, before we start, let me address the elephant in the room. I've heard a lot of chatter out there asking why I didn't shrink down, go in, and kill Thanos in a really creative way. First of all, gross. Secondly, it's much more complicated than that. Allow me to explain.
If only we had the time.
So there you go. He wanted to explain, but, I don't think we want to know the details on why he didn't, shrink down and go up Thanos' butt. I think we're okay with that. We're okay with that. So, but good on him for explaining that. Yes, for sure. And then look at this, guys. If you want to go, visit the Star Wars, resort and everything like that, you could pay $5,000 for a Kyber crystal drink. $5,000. $5,000 for this shit. Look at that. $5,000. That better cure cancer.
Welcome on board the Disney Wish.
$5,000. I just filled up my tank for $5,000. Jesus Christ. You're paying $5,000 for what the fuck does it taste like? God damn it. Better be the most amazing thing you ever tasted. $5,000. The fuck? Who the fuck's gonna pay for that? My God. That's ridiculous. I can't believe are people actually paying for that shit? Good Lord. Hey, I guess if you have the money, go for it. Meanwhile, people are struggling just to fucking get groceries. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. When it comes to the economy currently, but it's not my fault, man. It's that Russian guy, man. I don't know. I'm out riding bikes, man. Ugh. Yeah, can't blame certain leaders, right? Because all the leaders don't give a shit about the people. They don't. All of them. Not just one. It's all of them. No matter what side of the shit you're on. Jesus Christ. $5,000. God, that thing. I mean, oof, I can't even. I'm like about to just be like, what? I can't even understand that. But what can you do? How's it going, Rhea? Good to see you. All right. Let's talk about these DC rumors. The first one, of course, being that this was. I mean, first off, there was like a Reddit little thread that was being passed around out there. And then, I tweeted out, I was like, hey, can somebody send me the link for it? And so, and I appreciate the people that sent me the stuff, especially in DMs. And, but then there was like another tweet that somebody put out there from a certain individual who basically said that, yes, you are going to see Superman in Black Adam, but it's going to be another situation where it's either headless, faceless, shadow. It's not going to be Henry Cavill standing there and having lines. It's going to be another situation like the first Shazam where he has no head and it's not Cavill, or it's going to be like Peacemaker where only 2 of the Justice League members of the 6 or whatever, and the other ones are just going to be silhouettes. It's just going to be another one of those situations when it comes to this, and that fucking sucks because, yeah, it doesn't shock me. I think I've talked about it before, where I thought, yes, for sure, come on, Cavill's got to be in it, right? I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen. From what I gathered, it might happen. Well, it doesn't sound like it's actually going to happen. Doesn't sound like it's going to happen because they just don't. There's a whole big Superman problem. We've talked about it time and time again. Obviously, when we heard about things and we heard about what Zaslav wants to do when it comes to this whole franchise, I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are just up in the air. We're still waiting for the new DC head, which, now from what I gathered, there's a possibility that maybe, like I said, they might have actually found somebody who's going to come in and try to clean this mess, and we're not going to find out till next couple of weeks. I mean, obviously we got the holiday weekend coming up, so I don't think they want to announce it before that. They're probably going to want to announce it after that. So from what I gathered, something might be announced after. Who knows? I don't know. Like I said, just having conversations. That's it. I'm not trying to come up with an exclusive or, saying I got a scoop. A scoop, guys. It's imminent. I should have said that. Right? I should have said, a DC head is going to be joining. It's imminent. Play that whole little word game when it comes to the whole scooping game. Take just open up that playbook in the scooping handbook, the playbook, and be like, oh yeah, DC head, imminent. And Compton or Comp 7 on 12-month member. Thank you, sir. We can't afford to do this again. But we will see, yeah. So, yeah. And, when it comes to all this, I've told you guys, too, that when it came to negotiations, when it came to Henry Cavill, he went high. They went low. Obviously, there was a little clashing right there. Cavill maybe went a little too high. I don't know. I don't know the whole logistics of when it comes to the negotiations. I just know that there was websites out there that kept on saying that there was negotiations happening. And if that were true, negotiations were not working out well because aiming too high and they were offering too low. So it was like a mixture of you would think that now that the fact that the man's a name and everything like that, hey, guess what? They should just be, have a dump truck of money that just shows up on his property and just dumps it in his driveway, sure. But at the same time, it's like, how much was he actually asking for? I don't know. I don't know the number. I don't know. Again, don't know the logistics of it. But in the meantime, they just keep on doing this shit instead, where it's like you have these characters you actually had a full-on Justice League at one point, but then they're all not really there anymore. Peacemaker had at least 2 little close-ups when it came to that. But, we had a Superman that was in the distance, that was in the shadows, I guess you could say. The biggest thing, I don't really mind that so much because, at least there was 2 of them there, and it was supposed to be the entire Justice League. But the whole Shazam thing, the whole headless Superman thing when it came to Shazam, fucking stupid. They should have just, when Cavill didn't show up, or when they couldn't reach an agreement or whatever the fuck, when that happened, they should have just totally removed that scene and did a whole different ending to that, because that was just ridiculous. It just looked, every time I watch it, I like Shazam a lot. I really do. It's a good movie. It's now in my Christmas rotation. Yes, that's right. It's a Christmas movie, even though the fucking idiots released it in April. It's still a good movie, but that scene pisses me off because it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I just don't like it. And a lot of you probably don't like it either. But now, we were kind of having high hopes when it came to Superman showing up in Black Adam, because obviously when it comes to Dwayne Johnson and Henry Cavill, they're represented by Danny Garcia. But at the same time, yeah, that's one thing, but she's just trying to get her fucking cut. I mean, she's getting plenty of a cut from what they're doing. I mean, Dwayne Johnson, one of the biggest movie stars ever right now, one of the biggest stars, and Henry Cavill is becoming a big star. So she's, as much as she would probably like him to do another Superman movie, and get a Superman cut, I don't know if she's like really as pushing for it as we would hope, because I mean, she's just an agent, right? Long as her clients are getting work and she's, getting that money, it's just, she's okay with it. But but it sucks because, Cavill still wants to do Superman. We've heard that in interviews. I mean, of course he wants to still do Superman. And a lot of, when we had that article that said he's aging out, bullshit. That's fucking stupid. The guy looks more like Superman now than he did when he got the gig almost a decade ago, I guess you could say, pretty much. He definitely looks like that. But yeah, it sucks that this was, talked about from a certain, we all know who this was talked about from, Mr. Casey Walsh. I mean, I saw the tweet. He wanted to tweet it out because he's got, I hate the fact that you have these certain scoopers that he hates. So he tweeted this out talking about this because he was talking about when it came to test footage or test screenings or whatever. He tweeted it out to spite them because he hates them so much. And it sucks because I hate both. I'm like, yeah, this Casey is also a fucking idiot and a moron, and I can't stand him. And he really he goes off when I see his Twitter, when I see some of his tweets, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, relax, buddy, relax, seriously. But then I saw what he looked like, and I went, all right, it kind of makes sense. But of course he's going after, these, the certain scoopers out there, which I'm also like, yeah, they suck too. Because a lot of the shit that they're saying is bullshit as well, and I get why he's frustrated. But why does he let them get to him so badly? I don't get it. He's come in he's been in my mentions as well too. He's been in my mentions a lot, not a lot, but he shows up in my mentions, which are weird because there'll be times where I've tweeted something, and then all of a sudden he's responded or quote tweeted, and I'm like, motherfucker, you're not even following me. How the fuck did you? That's so weird. Very strange. I'm like, and then there was one time where he actually tried to talk shit to me because it was a while ago where I said I threw some shade at Thor Ragnarok, and he was like, look at Snyder fans, man. He said something about Snyder fans or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa, asshole. Whoa. Let's relax. Okay. It's okay for me to not like Thor Ragnarok. Okay. It's perfectly fine. It is a film, and guess what? It's art, and it's subjective. It definitely is. New subscriber, Queen Flurry Heart. Thank you. Okay, it's perfectly okay. I'm like, I like most of the MCU movies, okay? So why are you trying to go after me? And it was kind of funny. We had an exchange, and then he totally was like, all right, man, all right. And I was like, yeah, asshole. I mean, I get it. He really goes after the Snyder fandom, which is annoying as fuck when I see that stuff. Really does, and I hate that shit. I hate it. That's why I'm like, when he's going after the certain scoopers over here, your geekosity, he's going after them. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like them either because of the shit that they say that is bullshit, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I'm just like Ken wants to be in fucking Godzilla, just going, let them fight. Let them fight. But anyways. But yeah, he's the one that put that out there. That's just the way it is. No big deal. I know people still will follow all that, and that's fine. I'm not going to tell you not to, but I'm just like, just watch out for the BS that comes out. That comes out. And, very much call out when they get shit wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But then we have some DC rumors that showed up and that were being passed around, and I'm not going to share a screen or anything like that because it's just screenshots. But this is what was displayed when it comes to these new DC rumors right here. And I'm just going to read each entry right here. All right, number 1. Margot Robbie is co-developing with James Gunn and Lucky Chap Productions a new Harley Quinn solo movie, which is described as a lesbian road trip between Harley and Poison Ivy in the vein of Thelma and Louise. I would be okay with that. I think a lot of us would be. I mean, obviously, when it comes to the Harley Quinn show, I mean, yes, we already saw, we talked about that yesterday. Yes, Harley and Poison Ivy, they've always been really close. And there's always been a say, yeah. Little that, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that ends up being true, I'm okay with it. Okay, but who's playing Poison Ivy? That's what we need. Thelma and Louise, not too bad. I actually think that's actually a good idea. I still want that Joker movie, though. I still wanted that, like, Natural Born Killers type Joker and Harley movie that was teased a while back. That was rumored, like, a few years ago. I still wish that happened. But what can you do? Next one is talking about Matt Reeves and what's going to be happening in The Batman. And who knows if this is actually going to happen. But Matt Reeves wants Benny Safdie, I'm probably saying his last name wrong, to play Harvey Dent in The Batman. If you haven't watched, what's that one movie with Robert Pattinson that he played in? His brother that he played in, Jesus Christ, what's the movie called? I'm totally drawing a blank right now. Obviously, there was like a little Easter egg that came. Good Time. Thank you, Jose. Good Time. Basically, that and his co-star in there wanting him for Harvey Dent, and I'd be okay with that. I'd actually be okay with that as well. It's funny because you read this stuff and it's most likely bullshit. 96.2% of it's probably bullshit, but it kind of sucks because it's like, you know what? Both of those two entries, I would actually be okay with. Next one. Nightwing movie is in active development with Chris McKay attached to direct it. The Court of Owls will be the main villains, and Michael Keaton is expected to return as Bruce Wayne. What? That just sounds a little too... No. I don't know. To me, remember, Chris McKay talked about him, he tweeted out and whatever, but that was years ago. That was when BVS was out. That was when, Justice League hadn't come out, when Chris McKay was attached to Nightwing. And I'm just going, is that still in development? It's been like 6 fucking years, man. 6 years. I just don't know. I really want a Nightwing movie to happen. I really do. And, it sounds awesome if he was dealing with the Court of Owls. Sure. That sounds amazing. Again, these all sound great, but I'm just kind of wondering, I'm like, really? I just don't see that one happening. I don't think that's actually going to happen. Okay, and then you have one right here. The next one right here is like a durr. It's like a durr kind of one. Green Arrow will play a major role in Black Canary movie. No fucking shit. Okay, that one's just, Jesus Christ. Is it because they've, in the comic books, they've had a relationship this whole time? Yeah, I think we all suspected that. Okay? We all suspected that. Charlie Hunnam, will it be? Oh, got another one right there. I don't know what that was. Was that another subscriber? I don't know. Hopefully. Yes, it was. All right, another subscriber. Cool. And then we have this one right here. Warner Brothers wants Alexa Demi to play Donna Troy in the upcoming Wonder Woman sequel. I have no idea who that is. I didn't look her up, but I would not be surprised if Wonder Woman 3, if Donna Troy is going to show up in that, sure, makes sense. She should. Let Donna Troy show up, please. I like it. All right, moving along. Now we're going to Joker, Folie à Deux. The sequel to the Joker says Bradley Cooper is expected to play a role in Joker, Folie à Deux alongside Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. That actually sounds legit. Cooper wasn't he an EP in the first one? He's worked with Todd Phillips. They worked together. I actually would not be surprised if that actually does happen. He worked with Gaga in The Star Is Born too. That actually sounds like that could actually be a possibility. That sounds like the most legit one out of all of them, to be honest. That sounds like the most legit so far. And now, here we talk about Superman and that Ta-Nehisi Coates delivered the first draft of the Superman movie in December, which had a black Clark Kent during the 40s. The WB has ordered rewrites, and they want the movie to be set in present day, and the idea of a race-bent Clark Kent has been totally gone, discarded. Further details are completely hidden, but apparently it's a reboot of the character within the DCEU. Part of that is correct. From what I gathered from my information, I've told you guys this, that that whole idea of a black Superman, not happening. A black Clark Kent Superman, at least, not happening. I still think of Val Zod. I don't know what's going on with that, but that should happen. But a race-bent Superman, Clark Kent, thrown out the window. JJ, what were you thinking? I don't know. Yes. So I can actually add a little bit to that saying, yeah. But then again, whoever wrote that could have just been just looking at how people responded to it. Who knows? And then we have this one right here when it comes to Justice League Dark. Sope Deriso and Victoria Pedretti just signed for Constantine and, well, yeah, we heard about him. That was already talked about. And then Victoria Pedretti, signing on for Zatanna. They are now the face from Justice League Dark Universe that J.J. Abrams is developing. I don't know about this one because it sounds like J.J., like David Zaslav, not too happy with J.J. I don't know if this is actually going to be the case. Who knows? But it's like we've been waiting for hey, what's going to happen with this Justice League Dark Universe? What's going on? JJ, what are you doing, buddy? Come on. What are you just sitting on that pile of money that they gave you? What's going on, Come on. And he hasn't really done shit. So I don't know if that's actually going to be the case. But there you go, guys. That's it. That is it right there. That's what people were passing around earlier today when it came to that stuff. And to be honest, the Bradley Cooper one about him being in the Joker sequel, that sounds like the most legit one out of all of them. But I would, but you never know. You never know. It's always weird. It's always fun to read these, these DCEU leaks or these whatever the fuck coming from Reddit or whatever the hell. It's always fun to read these because some of them sound like awesome. Some of them sound like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome, but too good to be true. The Chris McKay thing, I just still developing Nightwing. It just, that doesn't sound like it's right. And then of course they put a stupid one like Green Arrow is going to be a major part of Black Canary. It's like, no fucking shit. Yeah. They are they're like lovers. Yeah, we get that. But some of them, yeah. But I will say, yeah, that the whole race bent Clark Kent Superman, yeah, that got thrown out the window. So, but I think, you can easily just take that and be like, just look at how people reacted to that news. And a lot of people were like, I don't want that. So they probably just just did that, just thought about that. So there you go. Okay. So there are those rumors, and yeah, bring on Shadow Superman. You'd think that when it comes to Shadow, Batman, he's all about the shadows. If you watch the Batman, he talks about shadows. There's literally there's Batman comic books called Shadow of the Bat. But yet Warner Brothers keeps on putting Superman in the shadows. The guy who wears a blue and red costume, bright, full of hope, flies, has a cape fluttering into the wind. They keep putting him into the shadows. Yeah. The fuck, man? That doesn't make sense. God damn it. Just call Cavill, come up with an agreement. Jesus Christ. They should just revolve the whole thing around him. Even if it like slightly reboots shit. You know, do whatever the hell the X-Men universe and the Fox universe, they didn't keep up with continuity and all that shit. Just do the same thing. Jesus Christ. Not that difficult. But they don't talk to me. Chris Pratt. All right, so I don't know why everybody why do they keep on trying to cancel Chris Pratt? Huh? I don't get it. He seems like a nice dude, you know. When I've heard people talk about him on podcasts, they always talk about how great of a dude he is. He seems like a nice dude. Seems like it's funny. I follow him on Instagram. Nothing wrong about it, you know. Doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with that. But they always seem to try to go after Chris Pratt and try to just cancel him, you know, for his religious views, for a T-shirt that he's wearing or something like that. And, you know, recently he did a Men's Health interview, you know. Well, first off, I will say this. When it comes to like some of the things that they put in this thing, I don't know what the fuck this is. This little, you know, this pictorial right here, how Chris Pratt became the People's Chris. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like, all right, cool. He's like one of the guys that you just go and barbecue with, and cool. But it just seems a little weird. I don't know. I just thought that was like a weird pose and whatever the fuck. I mean, I get what they were going for. But one of the main things that he talked about was how he's not that much of a religious person. Now, I think he's trying to save a little face because he knows that mainly when it comes to him trying to get people trying to cancel him, it's mainly because of his religious views. So Chris Pratt is seeking to change some widespread perceptions about his religious views. So he says right here, religion has been oppressive as fuck for a long time. I didn't know that I would kind of become the face of religion when I really am not a religious person. I think there's a distinction between being religious, adhering to the customs created by man, oftentimes appropriating the awe reserved for who I believe is a very real God, and using it to control people, to take money from people, to abuse children, to steal land, to justify hatred. Whatever it is, the evil that's in the heart of every single man has glommed onto the back of religion and come along for the ride. And then he talks about Hillsong, because a lot of people were talking about reports about him attending the Hillsong church, which of course that was controversial at one point. I never went to Hillsong. I've never actually been to Hillsong. I don't know anyone from that church. So he said that right there. And then he continued by saying, God is real. God loves you. God wants the best for you. Believe that. I do. Okay. And then he continues and he tells Men's Health, maybe it was hubris for me to stand up on the stage and say the things that I said. I'm not sure I touched anybody. And then it says, subsequent to backlash against Pratt made headlines in 2019 when actor Elliot Page slammed Pratt for attending the infamously anti-LGBTQ church, and then added on Twitter, if you are a famous actor and you belong to an organization that hates a certain group of people, don't be surprised if someone simply wonders why it's not addressed. Being anti-LGBTQ is wrong. There aren't two sides. The damage it causes is severe, full stop, sending love to all. And Pratt countered on when it came to Elliot's comments, could not be further from the truth, and said he attends a church that opens their doors to absolutely everyone. Okay, so it could do all that, and they talk about that, and they talk about that church. Yeah, it's all pretty crazy. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not a religious person. I have said that before. I'm not a religious person when it comes to religion and everything like that. When it comes to like certain things that are happening right now, thank you, Lisa Jackson, for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated. yeah, when it comes to all this, I'm not a religious person. I really am not. I'm not a religious person. I don't have a dog in the fight. I kind of look at all religions like, man, that's a little, some of the things I kind of go, huh, and then, of course, with nowadays, there's certain religions you cannot talk about. You cannot talk about. And then there's some that you could just totally just throw under the bus, which is, mainly the Christian religion, which I totally get, because there's things in there where I'm like, yeah, you read the Bible and you're like, wait a minute. How many times was this rewritten? Huh? How many times? Okay, sure. So I've never been a religious person. There was a time where my dad was trying to be a religious person, especially when he married my stepmom who passed. May she rest in peace. But he tried at one point when I was younger, and then when I visited, I had to go to church, and sure enough, I was just like, it was boring. I just found it boring. Just never really struck me. Now, who knows when it comes to, is there something up there and whatever the hell, is there really a sky daddy, as people refer to, which I actually kind of like that. Sky daddy, there's a reason why I like George Carlin. When he rips into religion like that, I go, what he said. Yeah, so yeah, I don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to religion. So yeah, I really don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to all that, but I'm not against it. If that's your thing, go for it. I don't care what religion you are, doesn't matter. I don't care. I say good for you. I'm just never really just been into it, Yeah, I worship Batman. That's right. Where are you at? I worship Batman. That's my God. Okay? That's why I wear the shirts and have that stuff. I worship Batman. I'm the religion of Batman. Okay? Casual Batman, I know. He's got to come back, and he will. And maybe he'll do a Sunday service when it comes to, anybody who's searching for a new religion. The religion of Batman, casual Batman. Can you imagine him in the robes, just singing along and stuff like that? Maybe that'll be a thing. That happens on Sunday. Maybe that'll be something. Could be. But no. Hey, if Chris Pratt's a religious person and he goes to church a lot, prays a lot, and he kind of, backpedaled a little bit because of all the hate that he was getting for that. I hate the fact that he was saying no, I'm not a religious person. I'm not doing that. Maybe he just did that because his publicist said to do that because, whatever. I hope that's not the case, because it's like, what? If you're a religious person, so what? So what? Who gives a shit? As long as you're a good person, that's it. As long as you're a good person, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, all right. And then we got Miss Marvel, which, if you're watching Miss Marvel, it has a lot. It has a different religion that's with it and a different culture when it comes to this series. And I'm digging it. Still digging it. When it came to this episode 4, that came out today, the episode takes place in Pakistan. Kamala and her family goes to Pakistan to, visit other family members. And it's interesting. It's funny, though. It's like, man, they really do a good job at going, yeah, I live in Southern California. It's hot as fuck, but man, it looks even hotter over there. Jesus Christ. They do a good job of letting you know that it's fucking hot over there. But, another good episode. I think one of the gripes that I had basically when it comes to leading into this, because they don't really touch into it too much, but they are going to touch into it because, she has these powers, which she's starting to learn, and she's starting to learn where the powers come from. And we're getting more backstory, more backstory, and she's going to start really learning where she gets these powers. And then, of course, now she has people that are after her that, essentially got sent to a Supermax prison, but yeah, they ain't going to stay in there because, they're kind of powerful. So she's learning her powers and learning where all this stuff is coming from. Obviously, the thing that's on her wrist. But one of the things I was like, man, don't make this be a thing because, you know, she had her best friend. I talked about that last week. And I was like kind of wondering, I'm like, why does the actress that plays her best friend looks like she's 10 years older than she actually is? But I think Jose mentioned that they actually are the same age. They just, don't look it. But I'm like, they're going to do that cliche thing where like her, you know, her bestie, she didn't tell her bestie that she's got all these powers. And then, of course, when she finds out about him, you didn't tell me? You know, I'm like, we're going to do that whole fucking, you know, trope where it's like, oh yeah, I didn't tell you, sorry. I didn't tell you that I found this like mythical thing that I put on my wrist, and now I can actually like, I could literally punch a building if I wanted to, and I can create like little steps to like, you know, go up buildings and shit like that. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I just always hate that little trope because she has like another best friend, you know, the white kid who's like really smart, that he knows everything, you know, but of course she doesn't. And I just like, I'm like, oh man, we're going to have that trope, but probably are, but whatever. But for the most part, still digging the series. Still, you know, curious to see where it goes. You know, the action is, I mean, it's not like super top notch, but it's still good enough, you know, especially with all the abilities that she could do. And like I said, she's learning her abilities, still very charming. She's still very likable. And she was very much kind of like a fish out of the water kind of situation, visiting Pakistan. And, you know, still very good stuff. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Still liking it. And, I don't even know how many more episodes they have. How many more episodes are they? We're on episode 4. How many episodes are supposed to be here? Like 8, 9, something like that? I know it's going to be more than Obi-Wan. I know. No Obi-Wan anymore. It's like, that's fine. We still have this. We still have Miss Marvel. So she's a female team, Dave. I know. I know she is. I know she is, Casey. I get that. No, I'm still digging the show. You know. I know, she's a female teen. Yeah, I didn't relate to it, okay? Let's not go down that route. Okay. Also, she did open up to her in the bathroom. Okay, See, Casey has a better review than I did. But anyways, all right. Now let's talk about July movies. Church, I will. July movies. Okay, so like I said, I didn't do this segment last month because there was a lot of shit to talk about last month. And when it comes to, when it was coming into like, I wanted to do that this year and talk about like the movies that are coming out in the month that's, coming up next. Obviously, July is right around the corner. It's July 1st, obviously Friday. And then, of course, we're going to have like the holiday weekend and everything like that. So it's good. Yeah. You could be right there, Jacob. It is a little. I haven't watched Stargirl, but I think it probably is better though. It probably is better than Stargirl, I would say. So, anyways, July movies. Now, when it comes to the last month, obviously we had some big movies. Obviously, Top Gun Maverick is just running amok. I mean, obviously it came out in May. So it was a May movie release, but it was the end of May, and then it just keeps on going and going and going. But of course, if you're talking about, you're talking about box office, yes, Top Gun Maverick was the champion of June, but at the same time, Jurassic World, Dominion, is right up there too. It's still at 750. It's at 756.2 million. I mean, it's still doing fairly well when it comes to that. So, yeah. So I mean, talking about a movie that was released in June. That's the movie that really kind of took that month. But when it comes to July, is anybody going to see Minions: The Rise of Gru? Apparently, what I heard is there's a little bit more buzz about it than Lightyear, and no pun intended, buzz, But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Lightyear. I never really got into the Minions movies. I never got into them, so I think I've seen bits and pieces, but they're funny. I don't know why I haven't gotten into it. Like, I never really sat down and watched a movie, but I just never have. I mean, they're adorable, they're funny, But yeah, we have the prequel to the Minions movie called The Rise of Gru. I'm kind of wondering. I'm wondering if it's going to do better than Lightyear. I think it will, because we haven't heard any back and forth about anything like that. So yeah, we'll see. But that's what's coming out this week. I'm not going to go see it. I'm going to finally go see Black Phone because I didn't see it last week or over the weekend. So I'm going to see that instead tomorrow. which I can't wait for. And then, of course, July 8th, we have Thor, Love, and Thunder. That's right. Which you guys, I'm not exactly looking forward to it. Seen the clips, and I just kind of go, oh my God. I can only hope that it's better than Ragnarok. And, it's got Natalie Portman. I'm here for her. Sure. Here for that. And Christian Bale. Christian Bale as well. Playing the villain. Gore the Butcher. The God Butcher. So, yeah. So, it's going to... That's the movie that's going to, of course, blow up the box office when it comes to July. But, I just wish it was something else. It just kind of sucks. I'm like, all right. So the first two movies, I'm like, all right. Seeing one of them, not seeing the other. And then what else we got here? When it comes to, we got Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. Now this looks like almost like a Kung Fu Panda type movie. I've seen the trailer a few times. Michael Cera, you got like Sam Jackson. You got a pretty good cast of voices for this movie. I'll probably go see it. It looks entertaining. But yeah, Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. It's got Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is also one of the guys that's voicing it. We got The Gray Man that's coming out. That looks interesting, going back to Ryan Gosling. And then, of course, we got Chris Evans and then Ana de Armas. I'm going to watch that. I don't know if it says that it might have a limited theater release. I know Netflix is talking about that possibly. But, yeah, it'll be on Netflix, of course, this coming month. And then I think the movie that I'm looking forward to the most when it comes to the month of July, nope. Yes, right? That's the movie I'm looking forward to, okay? Because, now that we know a bit more and it has to do with aliens, Jordan Peele, let's face it, I enjoyed Get Out. I enjoyed Us. He's got a creative brain, very talented dude. Very curious when it comes to this. When it comes to this movie, Daniel Kaluuya and, of course, Keke Palmer. It just seems like it's going to be a pretty damn fantastic movie, especially after seeing that last trailer. So, yeah. So we got that, and what else do we got? And coming out that last Friday, not really much. We got what? Vengeance. I don't even know what that is. But then, of course, we have DC League of Super Pets. So we got that one coming out. That one's going to be interesting, too, to see what the response is for that. Now, watching the trailers and the fact that Keanu Reeves is voicing Batman, I'm there for it. I will watch it. I'm going to see it. Hopefully it's something that's going to be pretty good, but I'm just like, God damn it. Can they stop? I just wish that it was different voices. I don't know. I like that Keanu Reeves is voicing Batman, but, Dwayne Johnson, you already have Black Adam coming out later this year, and Kevin Hart, you're fucking in everything, too. It's like, can we get some other people that are in this shit? But it's fine. But yeah, I'll be seeing it because I wasn't too excited for it. I thought, all right, the first trailer was fine, but yeah, what really sold it to me is the fact that Keanu Reeves is voicing Batman, and it sounds like there's some things in there that sound pretty funny when it comes to like merchandising and stuff like that. So, DC League of Super Pets coming out the last weekend in July. Curious to see what that does when it comes to the box office. So, it'll be interesting. If it doesn't do well, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be like, rut-row. But again, take your kids. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You're an adult. I get that. I love when people throw shade at that. I'm like, it's for fucking kids, guys. When there's people like, who asked for this? I don't know. Ask a kid. Maybe they want to see that. You're 37 years old. Yeah, I get it. You didn't ask for this PG animated movie with pets. I get that. You didn't ask for this. I just always find that funny. When people go, who asked for this? Well, fucking ask. Jesus Christ. That's what it's just what's funny to me. Really, Warner Brothers, really? And I'm like, yeah, I can understand it. I get it. We want Zack Snyder stuff that's pretty adult. But, there also are children that maybe want to see that. Just saying. But I get it. The movie world revolves around what you want. Jesus Christ. Who asked for this? Shut up. It's not for you. Guess what? You have the choice to not see it. Crazy, right? Interesting. Crazy concept, I know. All right. Let's go to the Twitter questions and see what is up. But like I said, again, if you're not seeing it, you're not going to go watch Keanu Reeves voice Batman again. You have violated the Church of Batman, and you're not going to be invited to the first sermon. Okay. Anyways, let's see what we got here. Mr. Eric M. Blake. Hey, Dave. So put yourself in Zaslav's shoes for a bit. Fandom aside, what's the financially smarter move? To listen to Jose Casanusoups and spend millions on a new origin story for a rebooted DCEU, or to pay Henry Cavill and take advantage of his growing star power? I don't have the numbers, and I don't think he actually has like something written on the whiteboard. Should I listen to Jose? Listen to Jose. To be honest, like, you know, just talking with people in the biz, sometimes it's like, if you're gonna actually reboot the whole thing and start fresh, you'd probably cast some not really known people, so it could be cheaper. Especially when it's like, all right, the Justice League that we currently had seems like Ben Affleck's done, Ray Fisher's done, Ezra Miller, you know, that whole situation. And then it's like, all right, when it comes to Momoa and Godot, they're still going, but do they, you know, how much further were they going to go when it came to them playing the roles? Like, to be honest, like, I see the value in casting, you know, and just revolving a soft, almost like a soft reboot around Henry Cavill a little bit. Like, I actually see more of the value in that. Like, pay him the money and then, you know, build from him. But then they might, I don't know what he's seeing. But at the same time, I mean, look at what just happened this week when it came to the digital release for Zack Snyder's Justice League. You better believe that Zaslav is going to be looking at those numbers. And that could help determine whether it's like, all right, people want still a little portion of this Snyderverse right here. Which, again, when people were shitting on The Flash, that still had a portion of the Snyderverse. But, of course, now that's in jeopardy because of all the shit that, all the headlines and all the controversy and stuff like that, which, again, be patient because some of that will be cleared up. But at the same time, it's almost like, all right, is Zaslav's going to be looking at those numbers right there for digital purchases? That's why I said, hey, if you have it, fucking throw some money at that. Support the damn thing, because maybe that would salvage some of the Snyderverse that we have currently, you know. All while Zach is doing his thing over here at Netflix and building universes, could salvage a little bit over here and maybe salvage this man right here. I don't know. It's all very interesting. Ryan, have you seen the new Beavis and Butthead movie? Mike Judge was just on Rogan. Good interview. Yes. I haven't watched the new movie, but I did watch the Rogan interview, and it was good. Yes. Mike Judge, interesting character. He looked, you know, he's a little awkward, but it was still a good interview. Yes, I did watch that, but I haven't watched the new Beavis and Butthead yet. I'll get to it one of these days, though. Edward, hey Dave, at this point, if we are only getting headless or shadowed Superman, then I'm fine with a recast. Thoughts on it? I mean, if they can't figure it out, just, I don't know. If they can't figure it out and they can't seem to reach negotiations with Cavill, then yes, I'm tired. I am absolutely tired of a Superman without a face.
They're villains.
Heroes don't kill
people. Well, I do.
That's pretty funny. Villains. You put a shadow over his face, over Black Adam's face. I like it. I like it, Tet. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's all weird, guys. I get it. And, you know, with everything that's happening and, you know, hopefully, you know, hope is still there. Like I said, it's just, The only thing I ask is like, don't still support it, still tweet out the hashtag. I never said stop that. And I know like I've been placed into the to the category of the move on people or whatever the fuck. I don't know. There's still fucking guys out there that can't let shit go. That they can't let shit go. And I'm like, I just keep on thinking to myself, and I've talked to people about this too. Is like, man, sometimes it feels like when it comes to certain people that still push back against like some of us or still talk shit about us, I'm like, did we not win? Did we not win? We won, right? And we're winning again because look, now all of a sudden there's like a promotion or a promo of the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League, coming out on digital. And a lot of people talked about that. It trended and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just kind of going like, we still won, right? Because it seems like sometimes when it comes to some people, it's like, wow, did we not win? And then it's just like they're still talking about things from the past, still throwing the shade. And I'm just kind of going, why? Why? We won. We won. Victory. We had a victory. When it comes to restoring the Snyderverse, it is not in the same ballpark. That is a completely different thing. That's not just trying to get a movie that was almost finished out. We're talking about getting an entire universe to get back in order. That's a tall order. Now, it could still happen, and there could still be something that's salvaged. And maybe with this whole Zack Snyder's Justice League being released and seeing the numbers and Zaslav seeing the numbers, maybe he'll look at that and be like, you know what? We got to salvage some of this Snyderverse. We really do, because a lot of people still talk about it. It trends and all that kind of stuff. We still got to salvage it. And guess what? There's still an unfinished movie out there that is the Ayer cut, which I keep on saying, hey, guys, let's tweet out that a little bit more. And hopefully when it comes to later on in the year, we're going to have to really do a big push to boost those numbers and help out David Ayer himself. It's little baby steps when it comes to all this. Little baby steps. When it comes to like make the Batfleck movie, I'm not quite sure that Ben Affleck actually still wants to do that. It doesn't sound like it. To me, from what I hear and him doing other projects and everything. So that's why it's like, when it comes to that hashtag, I'm like, But when it comes to the hashtags, release the Ayer cut, Henry Cavill Superman, those are the good ones, because those ones are top tier. Yeah, and you could use that with Restore the Snyderverse, sure. But listen to Clay Staub, also, what he said earlier this week, when he said, focus on the now, what Zack is doing now. When it comes to Rebel Moon, anything Rebel Moon comes out, boost the shit out of it. Hashtag the shit out of it. If you have time, you see something new that comes out with Rebel Moon, hashtag the shit out of it. Make it trend. Make it trend, okay? We're trying to support Zack, right? So when that happens, cool. And then hopefully, maybe, eventually, when he's done doing over here, maybe he'll come back and something will happen. I don't know. Never say never, just like what Clay said. Never say never. But I know, when I read some of the tweets underneath his little tweet that said that, there was people going like, hey, we just spent like $5,000 on a billboard. And I'm just like going, it would have been kind of cool. There's this AFSP thing, that money could have went towards, for all, that's a lot of the things. We all still try to donate that. I do want to do another charity stream later on, hopefully. But sometimes I'm like, when I see some of these guys, they're throwing all this money on banners and billboards and all this stuff. And I'm like, maybe, hopefully some of that makes its way over here to AFSP, because that's really important. That's important to Zack too. All right, guys. I think that's enough. That's enough talking. All right, so members, we'll do a members-only post show, so look forward to that on your YouTube timeline. I'll post a link, of course. We'll be doing that. Yeah, when we doing that, looks like Jose and Eric, of course, going back and forth. Gotta love it. But yeah, make sure you smash that like, thumbs up before you leave. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing this stuff. Follow me on all the sock meds that are all down below. All the links provided down below. The Patreon, of course, if you want to take part in that, to get some more exclusive content on there and be part of the Patreon stream. That'll be not probably coming up this week, but maybe the weekend after, I'm thinking. So do all that. All that's provided down below. And Obviously, it's Wednesday, so no show tomorrow. Look forward to my first reaction review of the Black Phone. And then, of course, we will be doing the vodka stream leading into the nice little holiday weekend. And it'll be absolutely fantastic. We'll have some fun. We'll have some more conversations on there. And that's about it, guys. All right, members. I'll see you guys in a little bit. And I'll talk to you guys on Friday. See ya.